Imagine a world where everyone moves like the Flash. Picture the hustle and bustle of a city, but instead of cars and buses, it's people zipping around at lightning speed. The streets are a blur of motion, a symphony of rapid footsteps. The energy is palpable, almost electric. It's a world where time seems to stretch and compress all at once. No more cars, no more planes. The highways are deserted, and airports are relics of a slower past. Imagine the environmental impact. No more emissions from vehicles, a significant reduction in pollution. The air is cleaner, the sky is clearer. It's a world transformed by the sheer speed of human movement. We could run faster than cheetahs. Imagine the thrill of racing through the savannah, outpacing the fastest animals on Earth. It's not just about speed, it's about freedom, the exhilaration of moving without limits. The world becomes a playground, a vast expanse to explore at your own pace. This is the exciting and maybe scary world of superspeed. The marketplace is a blur of activity, people moving so fast that transactions happen in the blink of an eye. But with this speed comes a new set of challenges. How do we navigate a world where everything happens so quickly? How do we ensure safety and order? Think about it. You could wake up in London, grab a croissant in Paris and be back home for tea. The world becomes your backyard, distances shrinking to mere minutes, travel becomes instantaneous, and the concept of time zones becomes obsolete. It's a world where the boundaries of geography are erased. The world shrinks when everyone has super speed. Imagine the possibilities for global collaboration, cultural exchange and understanding. We could attend a meeting in Tokyo, have lunch in Rome and be back home for dinner. The world becomes a smaller, more connected place, but with great power comes great responsibility, as they say. How do we manage this newfound ability? What rules and regulations need to be in place to ensure that superspeed is used for good and not for harm? It's a delicate balance between freedom and control. How would we handle this power? The learning curve would be steep. People would need to train, to learn how to control their speed, to avoid accidents and mishaps. Communities would need to come together to support each other, to share knowledge and experiences. Would it be a dream come true, or a recipe for disaster? The potential for chaos is high, but so is the potential for harmony. It's a world of contrasts, where the best and worst of humanity could be amplified by the power of superspeed. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear, it would be a world like no other. Commuting to work would take on a whole new meaning. Forget traffic jams. You could live in one country and work in another, easily. Vacations would be a breeze. Imagine spending the morning on a beach in Bali and having dinner at your favorite Italian restaurant. With super speed, the world is your oyster. But what about the environmental impact? Would we need special suits to handle the friction of running so fast? These are questions we'd need to answer. Sports would be utterly transformed. Imagine a 100-meter dash that's over in the blink of an eye. Track and field would become a spectacle of speed and precision. Soccer, basketball, tennis. Every sport would require lightning-fast reflexes and strategy. The human body pushed to its limits, a blur of motion and skill. But could we even see the games? Would we need special technology to follow the action? The future of sports would be a thrilling, high-speed adventure. Moving at such speeds would require an immense amount of energy. We'd need to consume calories like never before, maybe even develop new food sources. Could our bodies handle the strain? Would we need special training regimes or even genetic modifications? The logistics of superspeed would be complex, and what about the environmental impact? Would we deplete resources faster? These are crucial considerations in a superspeed world. Section 5, safety first in a super-fast world. Safety would be paramount. One wrong step at superspeed could have disastrous consequences. We'd need strict regulations and maybe even designated speed zones. Imagine accidentally bumping into someone at those speeds. It would be like colliding with a truck. Protective gear and infrastructure would be essential. Traffic lights wouldn't cut it. We'd need advanced warning systems, maybe even AI-controlled traffic management. Safety would be a constant concern in this new world. Section 6, a world without borders. With superspeed, the concept of borders might become irrelevant. We could travel freely, experiencing different cultures and connecting with people worldwide. Imagine a world with no travel restrictions where cultural exchange is instantaneous. Superspeed could foster global unity and understanding, but would this lead to cultural homogenization? Would we lose the unique identities of different nations? These are important questions to ponder. Section 7. The downside of speed. While superspeed seems exciting, there would be downsides. Imagine a world where everyone is constantly moving at breakneck speeds. The hustle and bustle might seem thrilling at first, but it could quickly become overwhelming. The world might become a blur, literally. With everyone moving so fast, the details of our surroundings could become indistinguishable. The beauty of a blooming flower, the intricate architecture of a building, or even the smile of a passerby might go unnoticed. We might miss the simple joys of a leisurely walk or a bike ride. These moments of tranquility and reflection could be lost in the constant rush. The serenity of a quiet park or the joy of a slow bike ride on a sunny day might become rare experiences. The constant need for speed could make us impatient and restless. Waiting for anything, even for a few seconds, might feel unbearable. This impatience could seep into other aspects of our lives, making us less tolerant and more stressed. Would we lose the ability to appreciate the present moment? The simple act of pausing to smell the flowers or sitting calmly on a bench might become obsolete. These small yet significant moments of mindfulness could be sacrificed in the name of speed. And what about those who couldn't handle the speed? Not everyone is built for a fast-paced life. Some might struggle to keep up, feeling constantly outpaced and overwhelmed. This could lead to feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Would they be left behind in a world that's constantly on the move? The gap between those who can keep up and those who can't might widen, creating a new form of social divide. Those unable to match the pace could feel isolated and marginalized. Superspeed could create new societal divides. The fast-paced world might favor those who can adapt quickly, leaving others struggling to find their place. This could lead to increased inequality and social tension, as the divide between the fast and the slow becomes more pronounced. Section 8. Finding balance in a blur of motion. Living in a superspeed world would require finding a balance. We'd need to embrace the efficiency and opportunities while preserving our humanity. Designated slow zones where people could reconnect with nature and each other would be crucial. We'd need to actively cultivate patience and mindfulness. Education would play a vital role, teaching future generations about the responsible use of superspeed, the importance of slowing down, and the value of diversity. Section 9. A transformation, for better or worse. The prospect of everyone having superspeed is both exhilarating and daunting. Imagine a world where the daily commute is reduced to mere seconds, where the concept of being late becomes obsolete. The hustle and bustle of city life would take on a new rhythm, one that is almost too fast to comprehend. It would transform our world in ways we can only begin to imagine. Skyscrapers might stretch even higher as the need for space becomes more pressing. The infrastructure of our cities would need to evolve rapidly to keep up with the pace of its inhabitants. From travel and sports to energy consumption and safety, the implications are vast and complex. Athletes could break records that once seemed unbreakable, and airports would need to rethink their entire operation to handle the influx of superspeed travelers. The energy demands of such a world would be astronomical, pushing us to innovate in ways we never thought possible. It's a future full of possibilities, both positive and negative. On one hand, the efficiency and productivity gains could be monumental. On the other, the societal and ethical dilemmas could be equally challenging. How do we ensure that this newfound speed doesn't widen the gap between the haves and the have-nots? How do we regulate a world where everything happens in the blink of an eye? Ultimately, whether this transformation is for better or worse depends on our choices, our values, and our ability to adapt to a world whizzing by at superspeed. It will require a collective effort to navigate the complexities and harness the potential of this new reality. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the pace of life will never be the same again.